welcome. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to be sitting here with you, and I am going to be finishing my makeup. Right now, I only have my eyes done because truthfully, I just didn't want to come on here and be like, and have nothing. And it basically, I think it takes a little bit longer. And I just wanted to hang out with you and just do my foundation. And I'm going to be contouring. And I want to show you, no, you know what? Look, I have it written right there. GNL tattoo, and I didn't do it. And the reason I didn't do it is because I had to take off and go do some filming yesterday. So as soon as I was done, I was out, but I'll definitely do that today. Now, I am wearing another pair of, hello, Lauren. I am wearing another pair of Free People overalls. And these are the Hunter denim overalls. They are super fun, and they actually have a zipper. So look, boink, 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 boink. So if you have to use the restroom, you don't have to undo your straps. You just unzip your zipper, which I think is super cool. And I wish more overalls had those. Hello, Shima B. So we're going to finish my makeup, but first I wanted to talk to you about mental health. All right. I know that May was Mental Health Month, and we talked about that quite a bit, but I think every month should be Mental Health Month, and we need to talk about it whenever the subject becomes relevant. And this morning, Jay nodded, okay, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. I actually have really quick, I'm going to tell you this. I have a learning disability. I'm almost dyslexic when it comes to J's and G's and my lefts and my rights. So I have it written down correctly. I just said it incorrectly. So that's part of my quirky personality, but I do have it written down correctly. So getting back to mental health. Today I woke up and I was just in a mental battle with myself. All right. I was just it was a comment that I got yesterday on Instagram, and it wasn't even a really bad comment, but it was a comment that stuck with me. And what the comment is I had gone yesterday and I did a video at Anthropologie. I don't shop there. I've never been there, but I went and I filmed it and I took some pictures and I put together a video. And then I posted a short, a TikTok and a reel. And somebody on Instagram was like, oh my gosh, you shop too much. And I'm like, I'm not shopping. Good morning, Valerie. I'm not shopping. I'm working. I'm filming. And for some reason, and I don't know why, but I felt like I was having to justify myself. And then not only that, I became really insecure about what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, this is really gross. And I kind of got into a little funk. So I woke up this morning and I had some not so nice inner voices, all right? I had some inner voices that were telling me like, you know what, it's silly what you're doing. Why are you doing what you're doing? You know, you're not going to be successful. And those are the thoughts that were going through my mind. And I'm being completely honest and transparent with you because I like to share these moments because I wanted you to know you're not alone. If you do the same thing, you're not broken, all right? We're all human. So, mommy of albino babies says, people no matter what will always have something to say. Don't listen to them, please. Oh, I'm not. See, the thing is I know the truth. And the truth is that I don't, maybe I shop too much, but that's none of her business. The thing that happened is it triggered something in my mind. And so I'm sitting there this morning and I'm in my closet and I cannot find anything to wear. I'm looking at it and I'm like, nothing fits. Nothing looks good. This. And I stopped. I instantly stopped and I'm like, stop. It's not your closet, it's you. You're being very hard on yourself and you need to stop doing that. What's the issue? And so I just had a moment, like a moment of self-love. And I'm like, okay, Lonni, yeah, you know what? It's not you. It's not your closet. You're fine. Keep doing what you're doing. Follow your heart and all of that. And I was able to stop those inner voices from giving me those negative thoughts and turn it into a positive. And I just want to share with you, like, yeah, you know what? Every morning I don't wake up to sunshine and rainbows and happy little singing birds. I suffer and I go through the same mental health issues as everybody else, but it's the way that I have learned how to acknowledge them. Hello, Jennifer. It's the way that I've learned how to acknowledge them and basically combat them is what I'm sharing with you. So, another thing that I did to kind of just get my mind in the right kind of space to come live and to do this with you, I actually pulled a card out of my dream oracle because we were talking about dreams the other day on Friday's question and answer. So the card that I picked, it says ally in disguise, and it's just kind of like a purple card, just kind of like a muted card. And I'm going to read to you what it said because it goes with what I was just saying. It says, as you advance along your hero's journey, prepare to encounter all types of people and circumstances. There will be those that start off as allies but turn into otherwise. There will be those judged as enemies who become your greatest instigators of spiritual growth. If you know in advance that even the enemies you encounter are allies in disguise, you can relax. So relax on your life and you will realize that most difficult challenges taught you the most valuable lessons and have made you more resourceful and resilient than you would have been otherwise. Revel in the reality that you are who you are today precisely because of the challenges you have faced and have aced. So it says, when you dream of obstacles, it says dreams of an obstacle suggest challenge. You may be dealing with resistance and getting what you want. Your strength, smarts, and resourcefulness are being tested. Obstacles are the predecessors of depth, intimacy, and personal power. Contemplate your dream time strategy for dealing with obstacles. Will you go under or around it, confront it head on, or avoid it? Your dream strategy might be shining a light on how to best summit the challenges you encountered in your waking life. All right? So with that said, those negative thoughts, that lady and her little, that little comment, that was just me having to face these enemies. So I am going to face it head on. You know what? Yes, this is a very scary thing that I am doing. I mean, I am just rolled the dice and I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to make a living for the rest of my life, and roll the dice. And here I am. And I saw the obstacle. I'm going to just push through it, and we are going to have a great live. And I am going to finish my makeup and show you how I contour this face. So exciting. So like I said, I just like to share these things because personally, I think that we don't talk about mental health enough. We don't talk about struggles enough. And everything that I go through, every little ups and downs, I like to share so you know you're not alone. All right, so let's finish my makeup look. So today we have to finish this. And Valerie says, thank you so much for your transparency. We love you, Lonni. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, and I love you too. So we are going to start because I already got this right here. Hello, Jennifer Hibbs. So I am starting my foundation with sunscreen. And the sunscreen that I'm using is this e.l.f. And this is the Whoa Glow sunscreen. Absolutely love it. And one of the things I love about it is the simple fact that it's a sunscreen, but it has a little bit of a tint to it. So it's not white. I don't know if you can actually see the color difference. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, I can. I'm so smart. So you can see the difference right there, how it has a little bit of a tint. So you can actually use this sunscreen if you wanted to as like a tinted moisturizer. Let's just say you're going to go somewhere and you don't want to wear makeup, but you just want to have that glow and you just want to have a little bit of a tint of makeup. grab this. I love it. And it gives you a cute little shine on your face. Yes, Valerie, they will not stop me and I will continue because you know what? It's obstacles. If we let every single obstacle stop us, we would be so miserable and we wouldn't do anything. I need a better be about better about sunscreen under your makeup. You know what, Courtney? Get something. Hello, cheesy. Get something like this that actually gives it like a little glow. And this is going to be a really important part of the foundation as I'm layering it. So it was like it wasn't. It wasn't expensive at all. And they were out of it for a while. They were out of stock, but I do believe that they have this back. So get that. So I started with my little foundation and I'm just going to sit here for a minute and let it kind of soak in. And as it's soaking in, I do want to let you know that this morning, after I came to the reality of like obstacles and not letting people stop me and all of that, cheesy, love the eyeshadow. I was just about ready to talk about that. So I decided that when I did my makeup, I wanted to be a little bit bolder with my eyeshadow because to me, my makeup is just another form of self-expression and it reflects on how I feel for the day. So I wanted to have that bolder energy. So I went a little bit bolder with my eye makeup. And what I did is I just put like a real neutral base on. And then I actually put a liner on. I smudged that out. I put a little bit of dark in the corners. And then I have blue eyeshadow and I actually put that underneath, which leads me to, I saw a TikTok last night and the gal, she put on like a blue eyeliner and then smudged it out and it looked so cool. And I'm like, I'm going to get that and I'm going to recreate that eye look. And it was a cobalt blue from Urban Decay. Yes, I already bought it. I got it off of Amazon. So dear lady on Instagram, if you think I shop too much, you're probably right. And I don't care what you think. Period. End of story. So next thing we're going to do, can you tell like my energy shifted? I don't know if you saw that or not, but once I actually got through, Jennifer says, have a blessed day, my sweet friend. It was nice hanging with you a bit. Thank you, you too. So I don't know if you saw just the change of my energy. It's like once I actually get that in my mind and I can figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing, it's instantly like, yes, I'm back to my right energy. And that's where I'm at. So next thing I'm going to do is this is soaking in, but I have not done my brows. And I've kind of come up with like this weird way to do my brows. But first I start with this NYX Thick It and Stick It. And what I do is I literally start with my eyebrows, but I go backwards. So instead of like putting them all up or putting them all down, I literally am combing them backwards. So I will put it on and I get as much of the product and the color in my eyebrow. And I'm just like boink, 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 boink. And I always make sound effects when I do my makeup. I personally don't think that I could do makeup if I didn't have sound effects. So I'm just like boink, boink, boink. And I put that on and I make them stand up. And then I just leave it for a little bit. So then I'm going to go in, I'm going to put more stuff on my little stick and I'm going to go blink, blink, blink. And what I'm doing is this product, it has color on it and your hair looks fab. Thank you. And it is filling in the gaps and it's kind of giving it, it's supposed to give it like a little microblading kind of look. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it is going to fill in all of my, the little spots on my eyebrows that I overplucked in the 80s. So I'm going to leave it like that just while I'm working on the other parts of my foundation. So now I did this whole thing where I went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over contouring. And I was like, I'm going to contour. And I love contouring. I think it is super cool and it gives a great look. But what I was doing is I was putting on my foundation and then I was going in with the contouring that was really heavy And it was a bleepity bleep 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 hard to blend in. And I would be out and I would be doing my videos and I would look at my videos during the editing and I'm like, I have a stripe going right down the side of my face. Or I had a stripe going across my forehead. Or I'd be driving around and I look in the rearview mirror and I'd be like, why is my makeup looking like that? So I kind of got really a little disgruntled, I think the right word is. Discouraged. That's the word I'm thinking of. I got a little discouraged on contouring because I was like, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. Us tatted ladies got to stick together. Absolutely. So I got discouraged and I'm like, well, I guess contouring's not for me. It's cool, but it's just not my bag. But as you all might know, I am rather stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. And I kept looking and I kept trying different things. And this way that I'm doing it is actually one that works for me and I really like it. So now that I have my Halo Glow sunscreen on and I kind of have that little shine on my face, I'm going in with my Wet n Wild contour stick. And the color that I have here is Call Me Maple. And if you hear a really kind of strange noise, it's Indy laying right behind me chewing on her chew toy. So she decided to join me in the background. So if you hear like it's her. Maddie, you're right. Contouring is for everyone. So I'm using my Wet n Wild Call Me Maple contour and I'm going to just be like boink and I go right across my forehead like that. And then I go down my nose like that. And then I go down my cheek, wink, wink, like that. And then I go down my jawline like that. Okay, so that's how I start. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. And then I'm going to go in with my lighter highlighter. And this is Nude for Thought. Again, Wet n Wild. I absolutely love these contouring sticks. And I'm going to do a little triangle right in the middle of my forehead. I'm going to go down my nose. I'm going to blink on my nose. I'm going to go under my eyes because we always want to keep this brighter. I've never tried contouring before. Okay, Lauren, you're going to have to try because this is amazing. And I'm going to go under this eye. And I actually have a mirror this time because last Wednesday I didn't have a mirror and it was a little bit more difficult. And then do you see how I have the contour here and then I have the contour down there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just, with this highlighter, I just go in between the two. Oh, I forgot. And then with the Call Me Maple, I give myself a little boink right there. Just boink. And then I do a little swipe, and then a little swipe dip. Okay? So that's what I have. That is my contouring. And where I was running into problems last time, again, is because I was putting it on top of my foundation and it was not blending in no matter how much I tried. Here's where it gets easy. I am going to use my Maybelline BB cream to blend this in. And wait until you see how easy this is. Okay? This is super exciting. This is so easy. Now, I did learn that when you are contouring, you start with your lightest color first, and then you move to your darker color. So I'm going to follow along with that rule, and I'm going to start with the lighter color. Again, this is the Maybelline BB Cream Fresh. Super easy, and it's very lightweight. And it is going into my brush. And okay, and so I'm going to start with the lighter colors. So I'm just going to go in and start patting that on. And going underneath my eye. And its whole thing is to just blend it in. And the contouring and the highlight is going to be acting as part of my foundation. So it's not going to be super heavy. So now I got all of my lighter spots. Oh, thank you so much. I got all of my lighter spots kind of done with my BB cream. And now I'm going to start working on the darker shades. Just patting it and using this to up to 18 tats in 3 years. Wish I had the time for Makeup You're Gorgeous. Oh, thank you. You know what? Truthfully, the more you do it, the faster you get at it. And I can put makeup on in like 5 minutes and have a complete face of makeup and not even worrying about it. Oh, thank you, Annette. Okay. So as you can see how easily this is blending in by using that BB cream. And I don't want to like smear it too much, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with a blending brush just to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. And I don't have those stripes on my face. Because like I told you, I have been to the point where I'm walking around and I got big old stripes on my face. And that's not the look that we want. Okay, so now that that's on, I do take my blending brush, this one right here, this is an e.l.f. blending brush, and I just smooth it out because I don't want those big old stripes. Could you be any cuter? Aw, you're so sweet. Okay, and then we go swipe, 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 color, color, color. I use the same color contour stick. It's a great color. I mean, it's just dark enough to give you that contouring look without it being like overly super hard to blend in. So we are almost done, and that's how easy it is. Now, I do suggest, and especially for you ladies out there that have mature skin, get yourself a little sponge like this and just go up underneath your eyes. Because the last thing you want to do is you do not want that any of that highlighter or any of that contour setting underneath your eyes, because it will pool in there and then it just gives you the complete opposite effect of what you want, because you don't want any more focus on our wrinkles. I mean, that's what they are. And you get them with age, so you just got to get over it. All right, so then I make sure that I have it all blended in. So what do you think? Did I miss anything? Do I have any stripes that I don't see? So we have that all done. And that is the easy contouring highlighter that I absolutely can do day in and day out. Now, I really like this, especially for summer, because it's hot outside and you sweat. And if I have on a really thick, heavy foundation, it just feels icky on my skin. And it's such a lightweight foundation. And one of the reasons why I really, really like it. Now, what I am going to do, can we please take a screenshot of your products? Yes. So I started, I'm going to go, I just have two more. I will give you a rundown again of the products. And I also have these all in my, my Shop My Look link, which is in my bio. And it's all listed under my daily makeup. So there we have the e.l.f. This is the Halo Glow. No, this is the Whoa Glow sunscreen. All right. I started off with the NYX Thick It and Stick It Brow. This is like, it gives you kind of like a little microblading effect. Next, I used the Wet n Wild Call Me Maple. This is the contour stick. So this is the darker one. So Call Me Maple contour stick. Then I have the Nude for Thought highlighter stick. So it's the same product. And these are super affordable. These were like $3 each. And then next I am using the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is the Beauty Wand in Rose Quartz. And I already put the highlighter underneath my eyes, so I'm not going to put any more there. Courtney says, I'm so afraid of products under my eyes. I cannot figure how to keep it smooth. Courtney, keep it really light and really well blended in. And that little sponge, this little sponge is a lifesaver because we want to, if you have very minimal makeup that's really moisturizing, that's going to basically, your skin is going to absorb, it's easier to blend it in. And so by using that product that's moisturizing and absorbing, your skin's going to absorb it. But this right here, this little sponge is a game changer. Again, because any of that overage, it's going to take away. Where did you buy the stick, please? Now, are you talking about the Halo Glow Wand or these Wet n Wild sticks? Because you can get these at CVS, you can get these at Target. These are everywhere. Like, I think I got those at CVS, to tell you the truth. So now I'm using this little Halo Glow, and what I'm doing is that I don't have any eyeshadow between my eye and my brow. And I don't really want to have like I've already kind of put on more eyeshadow than I usually do. So I just want to kind of give it a little bit of a highlight. You got yours at CVS too? Yeah, no, CVS is great for makeup. I go to my Target all the time and they hardly have any products sometimes. Their shelves are pretty picked through. But CVS seems to keep a pretty good selection of makeup. So what I did is I just put the Halo Glow again between my eyeshadow and my brow, and I'll take my little magic sponge that I said we all need, and I will just blend that in. And what that does is instead of having more eyeshadow, it just gives it a little bit of a glow and it makes your eyes pop. And ultimately, that's what we want. I mean, I look at it this way. When you're older, like you're my age, we need to take those items, those features on our face that we like best, and we need to accentuate them and we need to make them stand out. And one of the things that I've always thought was my strong point of my face is my eyes. So I like to just be like, with my eyes, which is what I do. Courtney says Target in the mall, North County Fair is the same way. Yeah, I've been to that one and it just seems like all the Targets but I'm glad. I like Target as a company, so I'm glad they're busy. But until I get there and I'm like, I want to buy some makeup and there's nothing there. So now remember last week when I did my foundation, I used that really heavy contouring. Oh girl, please, you look young and beautiful. Oh, thank you, Martha. I still am 58. So I still, want to accentuate those things on my face that I like. But last week when I did the foundation for you all, I did that real heavy contouring underneath my heavier foundation. And the reason that I did not do that again today is because my foundation that I put on was a much lighter product than what I used last week. So what would have happened is that my foundation wouldn't have covered it and I would have had just these crazy red cheeks, which again is not the look I'm going for. So I'm using Revolution. Absolutely love this. And this is it, called the Liquid Blush with vitamin E. So this is already moisturizing. And this is Dolly Rose. Love the color. So now I had a feeling we're the same age. I'm 58 in July. I'll be 59 in August. So I'm a year and a month ahead of you. So I love this. This is much more sheer than the other one that I used and much easier to use. So don't be timid and don't be shy about using a liquid blush. I did not sell that other one very well because it like popped out of the container and it was everywhere. But this one, super easy to use. So I'm just going to go in with the same spots and I'm just going to go down the side of my face. And another thing that I've done during my makeup journey is I have gotten to the point where I put blush in a different spots than I ever did before. And one of the spots where I'm going to put it is right on the end of my nose. I'm going to give my little end of my nose a little boop. And it's just going to kind of give it a little bit of a fresh glow. Miss J5 says, I recently started using cream blush and it's the best. Yes, I am all about a cream blush. So I have it. Tracy says, any tips on repairing sun damage? Yes, I will get back to that, Tracy, and I will give you the tips on that one. So what I do now is, again, just like the other one, I'm just going to pat that in. I used to do full face all the time before COVID. I stopped and only wear mascara and eyebrow liner. Yeah, you know what? Truthfully, it all really depends on my mood and the day. On the weekends, I find myself not really wearing much makeup, and I'm okay with that. And I do that too. I actually don't wear makeup over the weekends because I try to give my skin the day off. Okay, so that's how easy that is. Remember last week, I absolutely was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with all of this color. Again, such an easy way to do makeup. Now, since it is so sheer, what I do is I'll just go in with a little bit of a powder blush and I'll just boop, boop, give it couple little taps right there. And then that's my blush. Now, Tracy, for sun damage. Okay, so here's my recommendation on that. I'm going to talk about that while I finish my brows. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back in with the NYX. This is the brow glue. And I'm going to put my eyebrows where I want them. And I kind of give it like a little bit of a right here. I give it kind of like a little bit going up. I always do this at least once, but I'm going to make that go up. And then I'm going to put these where I want. So my brows are super in place, but that's just how I do it. I spend so much money on makeup and barely wear it, just lazy these days. Yeah. You know, makeup is such a form of self-expression that if you don't feel like wearing it, don't wear it. Now, Tracy, I was talking to my esthetician last weekend or the weekend before that. And we were talking about like skincare and all of that. Now, when we get older, our skin loses collagen and it basically stops repairing itself. And what happens is that when we use like a retinol or something like that kind of serum, what that does is it actually damages your skin and it makes your body be like, hey, we need to repair the skin. Sounds super aggressive, but that's the whole idea behind it. So what I would suggest is like maybe getting some like a real soft, lightweight retinol serum and try using that on your skin and see if you can't get any sort of like regrowth or, you know, like kind of like having your skin try to rejuvenate itself. Now, I'm also a huge fan and an advocate for slugging. And what slugging is that it basically, once you do your nighttime skincare routine and you put on you wash your face and you put on your moisturizer, put a layer of Vaseline over the top of that. I've had a lot of people tell me that sounds really gross, but it absolutely 100% will just plump up your skin. It forces moisture into your skin with like this barrier. And I have noticed a huge difference on my neck. My neck has always been that area on my body and my face that I never wore sunscreen when I was a kid. And then when I started my skincare journey, I forgot all about my neck. So I felt like my neck, so hold on here. Carolyn, I lost my hair. Carolyn, the summertime is best for lazy days. So, prayers, hope you're feeling well. Do better when I wear makeup. Oh, so, Carolyn, I missed anything, but if you're not feeling well, I hope you do feel better also. So Vaseline, it just sticks it in. Now, I'm getting some comments here on TikTok that says that Vaseline makes you break out. I've done research and it's not supposed to clog your pores, but that doesn't mean that that's exactly what happens. And if you find that Vaseline does not go well for you, change it up. Like Auntie Jo says she uses coconut oil to remove her makeup and then a light coat at bed. I have recently been trying something different because I'm always trying different stuff, but I have been trying, oh God, darn it. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Nivea, that really thick, heavy cream. I have been trying that at night. Now, when I was talking to her, we were kind of talking about how sometimes the older products like our grandmas used to wear are still some really good products that we should probably be thinking about doing and using today. And one of the products that she mentioned, and I have not heard of this in such a long time, and I can't remember the last time I even used it, but it's Pond's night cream. And my question to you all is, when's the last time you used that? Because I know that that used to be all that the women wore, like in the 60s and the 70s. And it was Pond's night cream. You basically used it to remove your makeup, wash your face. And I'm aghast. I'm like, I've totally forgot about that. So that's my question. While I'm putting on my lipstick with my lip pencil, when's the last time you used Pond's? Yeah, Pond's is a great to remove makeup. But isn't Pond's a night cream also? Can't you use that as a night cream? So, hold on. That's the one thing I have not mastered is how to put Noxzema. Yes, Tracy, that is another one that what? You cannot pick now for the time to go out. So, Indy's back. And so hold on here. I'm trying to do this really fast. So this is the MAC lip liner. And this color is Vino. And there. I'm in my 20s now, 60 years young. There you go. So, but I'm thinking that Pond's is a night cream also, which I'm going to look up here in 2 seconds. And then I'm finish that with a little bit of the NYX fat oil, which I absolutely love. So now, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but my lip on the right-hand side is not as fluffy as the left side. So I always just try to color a little bit more outside of the lines on the right side. But this is my foundation. Super easy way to contour, super easy way to highlight. That's how I did my brows. And I think that this is a really fun, lightweight, summer way to do a foundation. And I'm all about it. So we are going to figure out exactly what Pond's is. And Tracy, I'm thinking, see, now here's the thing, is I was thinking, thank you, Caroline, that was the MAC lip liner and in the color Vino. Now, I was thinking that I might get some Noxzema and start using that again because I am almost out of stuff to wash my face in. So I'm thinking I might get that, but I want to see exactly what we use Pond's for. Pond's face cream. Okay. So hold on. I'm looking. So Pond's they have what's called a cold cream. Remember, that's what they used to call the night cream back in the days. But they have a cold cream cleansing balm, And then they just have a cold cream cleanser. And wrinkles don't stand a chance with Pond's. So that's what it's saying on their website, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so Pond's has a Rejuvenous Skin Tightening Serum, and that got 4 stars out of 5. Then they have a facial moisturizer, which is a lifting and brightening eye cream, which is got 4 stars. And then they have an advanced hydrating night cream, which again got 4 stars. So it is 4 out of 5 stars. It was, and it's like $9. So Pond's is not super expensive. I used a Green Moisture Hydraulic Hydrogel by Procure for redness. Yes. Now I actually have a primer from e.l.f. that is a green tint, and it really works. And I made the mistake of not knowing how to using it properly, and I put it all over my face, and then I tried to put a foundation over the top of that, and I had that nauseated look because I was just like, oh, I look green. So that really does work. Just for my suggestion is not to wear it as an all over. It just didn't work for me. Courtney says, I guess it's the weight for everyone. My lip injector told me everyone is less plump on the right side. Really? See, I thought that was just like me. I thought it was like I did something to the right side of my face. So it actually makes me feel better to know that I'm not the only one. And yes, I said that. It makes me feel better. Okay, so I think Pond's, I'm going to get, because I'm all about that, the cleansing balm that I've been using. I got one from True Botanicals, and that one's like $50. And that's a really cool way to remove your makeup. It's like rubbing melted candle wax all over your face. It smells good and it has a great, Beth Ann, you're very welcome. And it has a great smell, a great texture, but it's $50. So I tried Noxema's version. I did not like that. And the reason I didn't like that one is because of the texture was too thick. It wasn't smooth. I felt like I was rubbing candle wax, like cheap candle wax on my face, and I did not care for the smell. Even though that the smell said that it didn't have a fragrance, the non-fragrance didn't set with me. So I did not like Neutrogenia's. I tried e.l.f.'s, and e.l.f.'s works better than Neutrogenia. And so now I'm going to get, Beth Ann, I'm going to get some Pond's night cream, also the cold cream, to remove my makeup. And then I think I'm going to get some Noxema, because my grandma had the best skin. And she would just sit there, she would put Noxema on and wipe it off with a warm cloth, and that's all she did. And she had beautiful skin. Now, Tracy says, have you tried Bobbi Brown Miracle Balm? It looks great for mature skin. Any comments? I haven't, but we're going to look it up. So, and that's Bobbi Brown. So hold on here. Let's look this one up, because right now I'm kind of excited about Pond's cold cream. Because again, we get so, they market these skincare products with precision because they are basically wanting us to be like, I feel sometimes like the donkey who's chasing a carrot. I'm always looking for that miracle product that is going to just change all the wrinkles and, all my skin. And I'm going to tell you right now, these products are important, but what's even more important is your diet and your health. And by that, I mean, when I drank and when I smoke, nothing would have helped my skin. Nothing would have made my skin look healthy because I wasn't healthy. So while you're on this journey of buying products, treat your body with kindness too. If your diet has a lot of unhealthy foods, maybe change that up. Drink more water. So it's an all over. It both of them are really important in your skin. So that's with that said. So Bobbi Brown Miracle Balm. So Bobbi Brown Miracle Balm. Let's see what this is. Bobbi Brown Miracle Balm. So it's on Amazon, and it is. Oh, no. So there's something from Jones Road. No, hold on. I'll have to go back this way because it's not there. So let's go back there. Let's see here. Why? Now, is Bobbi Brown the same thing as Jones Road? Because I'm typing in Bobbi Brown, and it is coming up with Jones Road. Oh, here we go. So we're going to Bobbi Brown, and bought a green tea cleansing balm from Amazon. Cheap but excellent product. Ooh, see, I think that's really cool, and I like incorporating like green tea and stuff into that. And then another thing that we can do too is that, you know, we can take, oh, so it is Jones Road. Okay. Because I was sitting here and I'm like, there's a scandal afoot and they're trying to make me buy something I don't want to buy. So, okay. So it's Jones Road, and it says skincare meets makeup. Miracle Balm is a skincare meets makeup. It is a wash off soft, focused moisture to perfect and enhance skin while also providing a tint and glow. Feels great as it looks, an award-winning product. Ooh, there she is. Okay, so that was a little confusing. So you can get a healthy glow, color correction, and streamline your makeup routine. So it's almost, okay, no, that's cool. And I think I'll have to try that also. It's pricey though. Oh, let's see how much it is. Because you know me, I'm all about saving $1. Try Miracle Balm. Let's see how much it is. So I'll do light medium and like that one. Just give me a price. How much is it? Do y'all know how much it is? So they make you ask a lot of questions. So let me go all over tint. And it's thinking, oh my gosh, it's making me like have a questionnaire, and I don't want to answer their questions. I just want to know how much it is. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's like, I was just like, can you just tell me how much it is without having to, I'm having to do like a questionnaire. It's like, what is your favorite place to vacation? I'm like, I have no idea why that has anything to do with anything, but let's do $44? Okay. I'm like, is that how old that's just, okay. So Jones on Amazon. Oh my gosh. On Amazon, it's $63. There's one for $59. There's one for $62. There's one for $62. Okay. I'm just going to tell you straight, $63 for the balm on Amazon. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, if it's a great product and you want to use it, go for it. I am not going to spend $63 for a balm where I can sit there and I can do cute little contouring and highlights with a BB cream over the top. Because I guarantee you all three of these things right here probably cost me $12. So I would rather do this than to spend the $63. But that just takes me right back to like the comment I just made. It's like, I feel like we chase, like a donkey chasing a carrot on a stick. And the reason I say that is because we're always looking for that miracle thing. We're always looking for like that product that is just going to absolutely make us look flawless. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing about me that's flawless. I am packed full of flaws, and that is perfectly okay. It's part of who I am. So I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to do the best version of me on a budget that I can afford. And that's, again, one of the reasons why I do e.l.f. products so much is because they are affordable. And like I told you, I just went and I got the Urban Decay, that blue eyeliner, because I really want to try that. And it was 20 bucks. And I was like, before I spent the money on that, what I did is I went to the e.l.f. website and I wanted to see if they had anything comparable. And they had nothing comparable because that would have been like $5. So, you know what? I bit the bullet and I did it because I really want to try it. I really want to show you how it looks. But to me, it's, I don't know. I think that they get away with charging so much is because we just want that. We're chasing that ideology of a perfect look, and we're just not going to get it. It just isn't going to happen. And that doesn't mean that we can't be absolutely beautiful and stunning ourselves. That just means that we're not going to be perfect. Let's see. Carolyn said, I used to spend a fortune on products. Ingredients are same and cheaper products. Yeah. And you know what? And just like that whole cleansing balm I told you about, I mean, True Botanicals was over $50. Neutrogenia's was like $12. I didn't like the consistency, but I did find a cheaper product for the same price. Like the e.l.f. cleansing balm is like $10. But I'm telling you right now, if the Pond's night cream works, I am all over that. And I am super excited. Next time I walk down to CVS, I am going to 100% get some of that. Did you hear Pam in the background? She's yelling at Indy right now. So this is my look. This is it. And I absolutely love it. Now, I just wanted to talk to you on a couple of things because can you believe we are 51 minutes into our hour morning live. But I went to Anthropologie yesterday and I went there to go film a video and talk about pricey. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm getting cheaper the older I get or if I'm getting just more thrifty, but the prices for the stuff that I found, I was like, not a chance in hell am I going to spend that much money for that product, for that sweater. And on top of it, okay, I want to paint the scene for you because I just got the weirdest vibe. All right. So I had just been to the Free People store. I returned something that I got and, you know, super nice people, totally friendly, helped me out. They have a great return policy. Then I walk myself around the corner and I go into, oh, Bevo, thank you. So I walk myself around the corner, literally right next door, and I go into Anthropologie. Same kind of look. I mean, they kind of had the same vibe. The clothes looked really similar, but what was different was the vibe. I'm telling you right now, I walked into like and I'm just going to say it, and hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me in the butt, but I walked into like the snooty old lady convention, all right? I walked in, and they were not that much older than I was, but I walked in there, and instantly it was like, have you seen those TikToks where the two cats are like all hunkered up and they're like hissing at each other? That was the vibe I got. It was like, and they didn't like me, and I did not like them. And so I was just, you know, me, I'm just walking along. I'm looking at things, and then they're like, and I'm all like, don't look at me like that. So it was like really uncomfortable. I did not feel like it was not my tribe. Let's just put it that way. And I'm not one to like back down, and I'm not going to be like, well, I have to leave because I'm not socially accepted here. But it was just like, I felt like I had to be on guard the entire time I was there. And it's just, to me, it's just funny that it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, how judgy can one group of people be? Because I mean, I know I don't look like them, but that doesn't mean my dollar doesn't spend, my dollar spends just as well as theirs. So, oh dear me, I could see it in Saks, but Anthropologie, wow. See, I think it was more of the location than the actual store. And I mean, it seemed like it was just, I don't know, the salespeople were nice. It was just the ladies in there were just kind of a little judgy, and they were all like, I don't know. And then sometimes I think like maybe I go in with an attitude, but I don't think so because I'm very nice. So I was just like, bring it on, bring it on. And so I didn't have to say anything to anybody, but it was definitely, I had to like project my like, I had to project my little force field of like protection. And it just, to me, it cracked me up. But you know what, also too, I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm like, ladies, you know what? We could go thrifting and I could show you some stuff that's just as cute for like a quarter of the price. Because I found a pair of denim overalls there with a price tag of $395. And I'm telling you right now, I was like, I like looked at it and I was almost afraid to like break it. It's like the you break it, you buy it policy. And I'm like, because I'm like, I can't afford $395 pair of overalls. And then what really kind of made me feel good is I felt like I've been a very good thrifty shopper by shopping at Free People because they were less expensive than Anthropologie. So I'm like, very, very, very rarely do I say that those clothes are a good deal, but those clothes were a good deal compared to the prices of the other store. So I don't know. Like I said, and here's the thing, and I'll be completely honest with you. It's sometimes I wonder if I go into places with a chip on my shoulder. All right. I mean, I know that I look different, and I know that sometimes people don't appreciate my individuality. And sometimes at the end of the day, I have to give myself a mental check and be like, was it them or was it you? And I always, always try to not walk into places with an attitude. All right. I always try to walk into places thinking the best of people. That is truly my intention. But what happens is that I can feel people's energies. I know when they are not being very kind to me, and that's when I get to be super defensive. So I do 100% try to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's just that sometimes people disappoint me, and what I was hoping doesn't happen happens. And that's the experience that I had yesterday. But if you remember correctly, I did a video where I walked into an Ulta Beauty. And me too, I'm an empath, difficult feeling the vibe sometimes. Absolutely. And it's like, to me, you don't even have to say anything. I already know when you're judging me. But remember when I did that video and I said I walked into an Ulta Beauty and the lady at the counter was just absolutely horrible to me? That she was literally, I was looking for a red lipstick. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, I've heard that red lipstick, you know, you can wear it at any age. And she was really rude. She's like, yes, of course you can wear it at any age. I'm like, well, I wasn't saying you couldn't. I'm just saying that's what I've heard. So I'm looking for a red lipstick. Can you help me? And usually when I walk into places like Sephora or Ulta Beauty or anything like that, I have very nice sales associates who are like, here, let me show you how to do this. You know, let me help you. And she was literally like, there you go. And I'm like, great, thanks. And I'm like trying to put on this red lip liner. And she's like, and I'm like, I can see your face. I can see your reactions. Clearly, I am bothering you. So I was like, give me a napkin. I wiped off the lips and I walked out. And I was like, I am not going to buy anything here because you are making me feel bad about myself. Period. So then that was in the exact same location, all right? That Anthropologie is in the same shopping center as that Ulta Beauty. And I'm telling you right now, it was the same vibe. So I think it's the location of just maybe like a demographic of angry angry white women. That's all I can think about. Tracy says, thank you for being you. You're beautiful inside and out. Well, thank you. You know what? I really do try. Carolyn says, I walked out of a Mac store. It was so awful. I felt like crying. Yeah, and that's just the whole thing. It's like when you walk out and you aren't feeling good about yourself, they need to be in a different line of work. All right. Walking into a makeup counter, you walk in with all sorts of insecurities. All right. You walk in, was it in California? Yes, it was in California. You walk in and you're just like, I'm not really very, I need help. I need this or I need that. And I've had the same thing happen to where it's just like, why are you even in this field? I mean, who are you waiting to help so you can actually be nice? I mean, are you only wanting to help other people who look just like you? Or are you helping other people find the best version of them you can? And to me, it's like, it's them. It's not you. And you can't let people like that stop you from your own journey. And it's to me, it's like, here's the thing, is the lady at the Ulta beauty counter, she didn't stop my journey. I was sitting there and it was my thought in my head that I deserve a better experience. I deserve to be comfortable when I am making this purchase. And I went over to Sephora and I bought everything I wanted. So that lady's opinion of me and that lady's energy and that lady's just negative vibe didn't stop me. It just made me realize that I deserved better. So when you walk into those stores and they make you feel bad, don't feel bad. Tell yourself that you deserve a better experience and go buy it somewhere else. Because that is important. We cannot let those people who we are looking at like an authority, you know what, you work at a beauty store, you know about makeup. We cannot let them stop us from our journey. And I'm in counseling. I know that y'all know that I've talked about it before, but we cannot, when we do something, we're not responsible for how those people feel, all right? We're responsible for our words, but we're not responsible for the way that they feel about things. Now, we cannot stop these people from being rude to us, but we are in complete control with what we do with it, all right? We can either be like, wow, I'm going to feel really, excuse my language, but wow, I'm going to feel really beepy about myself. And I'm just going to give up on my journey. Or you can say, you know what? I value myself and I am going to keep doing it regardless as to what that person has just said. Carolyn says, I was upset because all the salespeople were very young and I was ignored. Yeah, you know what? That's just the whole thing. It's like, okay, so society has been told we are invisible. Society tells younger people that we are not relevant. Society says, you know what? They're going to wear beige. They're going to fade into the background. Whatever their opinion, doesn't really matter. Now it's up to us. It is our decision whether or not we are going to follow along with that narrative. All right? We are the ones who are going to be like, no, you are going to pay attention to me because I am relevant. All right. You might already have this embedded in your mind, but that is not the reality of the way it is. So, I mean, yeah, you could walk out and you could go find another makeup counter, but you could run into that narrative again because that's what, as I spit on myself, because that's what's being told. All right. So the next time you walk into some place, give yourself a little mental pep talk. Be like, okay, you know what? All right, Lonni, you might run into some negativity. You might run into somebody who doesn't value your presence on this earth. What are you going to do about it? Well, you know what? I'm going to be seen. I'm going to be heard. I'm going to be helped. And I'm going to be helped, seen, and heard in the manner that I respect, that I expect out of these people. Walk in with that attitude. Because I tell you what, if you are insecure when you walk in, if you're already feeling invisible, they're going to continue that narrative. So just flame on, my friends. I mean, we're already over 50. We're already going through menopause. We're already having hot flashes. Just bring on a hot flash and just be like, I'm on fire and you all are going to help me. And that is the way that you get those people who are ignoring you to help you. Let's see here. It says, how are you so free and positive? Anna, you know what? It's come from a lot of hardship. And just like my little card said at the beginning of this live, it is 100% all of those hardships that I have lived through, all of those hardships that have not destroyed me, it's given me this desire to just be seen. And a lot of it comes from having so much part of my life in my addictions. I hid. I absolutely didn't want to be seen. Nobody needed to look at me because my addiction and I were having a great time together. And I did not want anybody to see me. So I hid. Now I am like, I'm sober. I'm sober, y'all. This is me. This is me all fiery up. And I am really triggered by that whole you are just not relevant. And it is, love your passion, Lonni. Thank you so much. Tracy says, thank you for being you. You're beautiful inside and out. Thank you. But you can look at me and you can be like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. And I'm telling you right now, if I can do it, you can do it. And the only person stopping you is you. Now, society isn't going to get any nicer, all right? The world is not going to instantly start catering to us over 50. But we can start catering to ourselves, and we can start standing up, and we can start demanding to be seen and heard. And that doesn't mean like the whole world needs to stop, drop, and roll for us. But when I walk into someplace, if I'm being ignored, I will not be ignored for long, period. And that is just how you have to go through life. Yeah, we're also blessed to exist on the planet at the same time as Miss Lonni. Oh, you were so sweet. And that's just, oh my gosh, you know what? And it's funny because when I wake up in the mornings and I have those negative voices, Toward loves purple, you're so strong and beautiful, Lonni, thank you. And when I have those negative voices in my head are telling me to not shine. They're telling me to be invisible. They're telling me to blend in. And it's up to me whether or not I listen to my own self-doubts, or if I take a minute, I get myself a mental checklist. I told Robert this morning, he's like, I usually tell my kids when I'm going through like a little like mental struggle, because I think it's important, because sometimes my energy is a little different. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I'm having a mental sword fight with myself right now against my insecurities. And in my mind, I imagined me and my insecurities, and I'm like, ta, 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 on guard. And I'm like all like doing like my little fencing thing. But I knew I had to fight them in order to get here in front of you and portray the energy that and the message that I wanted. So don't ever, ever let anybody ignore you, period. And don't ignore yourself either. Because I put a poll up, and this is part of what we're going to be talking about, but I put a poll up on my channel about about my subject for this week's podcast. And right now, starting your self-love journey is winning. And I'm 99% sure that's what I'm going to talk about, but it is extremely important. And your self journey of being seen and heard starts with you. And you need to start seeing yourself, and you need to start listening to yourself, and you need to start loving yourself before you can portray any of that. And this is the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but it is the most important thing you're ever going to do. Sarah says, don't ever shrink down for anyone. No, and don't. And it's not like I have been surrounded by this like group of supportive people. I was invisible as a child. I was invisible as an addict. And now I am telling you, if I can find that spark in myself to do this, you can find your spark. It might look differently, but it's in there. And you just got to turn up that flame and you got to go for it. And don't ever let anybody ever talk down to you. Don't ever let anybody minimalize what your presence on this earth means, because you deserve to have happiness and you deserve to have respect just as much as anybody else on this planet. Period. End of subject. Man, I got all riled up over that one. I think it's my fresh, glowing makeup look. And that's it for the day. Yeah, no, we've been talking for a minute or an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. And Indy is right here. She is just waiting patiently for her mommy. All right, so tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday, we talk about fashion. And I was going to talk about, Lonni, this has been empowering. Good. That's what I'm here for. I am here to just, I always look, okay, really quick. I look at life like we're trying to start a fire with 2 rocks. Have you ever watched those survival shows? I can't even talk. Where it's like, no, I don't need a lighter. I'm just going to take 2 rocks. And they're like, that's what we do. We have to constantly be sparking. Spark. Don't give up. Because you know what? That flame will catch and you will find your confidence. I'll be heading out in the shopping world shortly and we'll be bright, bold, and brave. Valerie, you do. You walk into those stores with your head held high and wear and buy whatever you want. So tomorrow is Fashion Thursday. I'm going to be showing you some things from H&M. I've been having a real problem with them lately. I cannot find anything that I really like. But then again, I'm going to show you some stuff I really do like. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably be like going off on another rant about fashion and being over 50 and wearing what we want. But you know what? Y'all seem to like sparky, sassy Lonni. So there you go. You're getting a whole lot of her lately. This live is wildly underrated. Well, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, this message is reaching the people who need to hear it. If you need to hear it, you're going to be here. If you need to hear it later, you'll find me later. And so long as I am making an impact on the people who are here and need to hear this, then my job is well done. So remember, be bright, be bold, be brave. I love you all dearly. Do not let anybody stop you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Love you.